Today on Inquirer, former soldier with direct participation in the death of Negros Oriental Governor Degamo and 8 others surrenders. Oil spill off Oriental Mindoro reaches Verde Island in Batangas, according to the Philippine Coast Guard. Immigration officer relieved from new post as regional intelligence officer amid alleged Naia human smuggling. And fuel prices to roll back starting Tuesday. Good evening. A former soldier with direct participation in the death of Negros Oriental Governor Degamo and 8 others surrenders to authorities. Justice Secretary Jesus Crispin Remualdez says the suspect is considered as one of the main players in the Degamo killing. According to Remualdez, the former soldier issued a statement that corroborated the testimonies of the 4 other suspects. Asked if the new suspect also mentioned the involvement of Negros Oriental Congressman Arnulfo Teves Jr., Remualdez said,
naming as mastermind or participation or role in the crime. Well, what I can tell you is that there are circumstances which lead you to the conclusion that he was perhaps involved in the crime. But the specifics of that we cannot tell you as of now.
With the information given by the new suspect, Remualdez says they are looking at the involvement of 8 more persons. According to the AFP Chief of Staff Andres Centino, the suspect surrendered Friday to members of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. Centino said the suspect was one of those identified by earlier arrested suspects. Teves' camp has denied any involvement in the Degamo case. Committee on Ethics and Privileges Chair Representative Filimon Espares says that they are giving a 24-hour ultimatum for Negros Oriental Representative Arnulfo Teves Jr. to show up for work. Our House reporter Gabriel Lalu fills us in with the details live at Gab. What's the latest from the Ethics Committee hearing?
Well, earlier, the Committee on Ethics and Privileges issued a 24-hour ultimatum to Negros Oriental 3rd District Representative Arnulfo Teves for him to report to work physically at the House of Representatives. This was announced by Committee Chair and Co-op Party List Representative Filimon Espares after the panel held the meeting this afternoon. If Teves does not show up again, Espares said that the committee would be forced to proceed with the deliberation of possible sanctions against him. It could be remembered that Teves, accused by a special investigation task group of masterminding the killing of Negros Oriental Governor Degamo, traveled to the United States for a medical trip. His travel authority, however, was only from February 28 to March 9. Last March 15, the same committee gave Teves 5 days to respond to their request for the lawmaker to explain his continuous absence. This was despite Speaker Romualdez urging the lawmaker to return home. Earlier, however, Teves lawyer Ferdinand Topacio sent a letter to the Committee on Ethics to state that there is no compulsory order for the lawmaker to come back to the Philippines.
Gab, the Teves camp has been very vocal about the congressman's concerns for his and his family's security. So aside from this, what is the request of the Teves camp with regard to them returning to the Philippines?
Well, previously, through the lawyer of Representative Teves, they requested a 2-month leave from the House of Representatives. But earlier, Congressman Espares revealed that it was denied by the Committee on Ethics and Privileges. Also, they asked the committee if Congressman Teves can attend the hearings through video conference. But as said earlier, the committee would give him 24 hours to be physically present at the hearings.
Let me put a pin on that for a second, Gab. So the request of the Teves camp is basically, it involves 2 things. Number 1 is the security. Number 2 is the extension of the leave of Congressman Teves. So let's go to the security side. Is the House of Representatives willing to do something to respond to that request of the congressman's camp?
Well, Speaker Romualdez has assured the camp of Congressman Teves several times that they are willing to coordinate with the Philippine National Police to provide security once the lawmaker comes home. But Speaker Romualdez also said that this kind of security cannot be extended outside of the country because the jurisdiction of the Philippine National Police obviously is just within the Philippines.
Mhm. So one of the requests of the Teves camp is to attend the committee hearings and the events over there at the House of Representatives. I assume that includes the sessions and all that through video conferencing. Is the House of Representatives willing to accept that proposal?
Well, as far as we've heard from Congressman Espares, the chairperson of the Committee on Ethics and Privileges, they want
Mhm.
Teves to be physically present at the hearings so that he can
Mhm.
defend himself. So
Mhm.
they gave a 24-hour ultimatum, and they're expecting Teves to return to the country tomorrow, 4 p.m.
Because being able to attend the sessions and the hearings over there in representatives, House of Representatives rather, it's just one task of the lawmaker. There are other tasks that a lawmaker has to do,
Yes,
including being there physically there in their respective districts to be able
yes.
to check the needs of their constituents. So how
Yes,
will that happen?
it's actually that is good thing you pointed that out because it is important, especially as Congress right now is in its last session week before it adjourns for
Mhm.
the Holy Week. So, meaning most of the lawmakers who are here in Metro Manila for their House of Representative duties would return home to their respective districts. Like, for
Mhm.
example, if for the case of Congressman Teves, he would have to return to Negros Oriental. Sometimes, what lawmakers do during the breaks, they try to consult with their
Mhm.
constituents to ask them what legislation might be needed for their own districts. But as to how Representative Teves would address this, do this duty, is still a question if he does not return.
Mhm. Okay, Gab, we'll wait for the developments over there at the House of Representatives, particularly on whether or not this ultimatum will be met tomorrow. That's John Gabriel Lalu reporting live. The Philippine Coast Guard reports on Monday that the oil spill off Oriental Mindoro has reached Verde Island in Batangas. Philippine Coast Guard Batangas Station Commander Captain Victorino Acosta confirmed to INQUIRER.net sightings of the oil spill in the waters of Verde Island. Acosta says that as of 7 a.m. on Monday, the oil spill affects barangay San Agapito and Santo Domingo. He adds that Philippine Coast Guard personnel, together with volunteers and residents, have since conducted cleanup in the areas. Empty Princess Empress, which carried 800,000 liters of industrial fuel oil, sank on February 28 off the waters of Nauhan, Oriental, Mindoro. House Speaker Ferdinand Martin Romualdez says Senate President Juan Miguel Zubiri has assured his colleagues in the House of Representatives that he will keep an open mind regarding proposals calling for charter change. In a statement, Romualdez says he spoke with Zubiri on Sunday regarding constitutional reform, which has been a point of contention between the two chambers of Congress. Romualdez says Zubiri will keep an open mind on the House's move to institute economic reforms through constitutional amendments. The House recently passed two measures seeking to use a constitutional convention to amend the 1987 Constitution. For his part, Zubiri on Monday clarifies that his position on pushing charter change remains, but he has vowed to keep an open mind about further discussing the proposal with the leadership of the House of Representatives. Asked if Romualdez has misinterpreted Zubiri during their dialogue, Zubiri says he wants to correct it and clarifies that he is open to discuss the issue. Zubiri says the leaders of both chambers will meet in caucus, where they can hold an open forum to tackle the push for constitutional change. Next on Inquirer today, Senator Robin Padilla to split from PDP-Laban should party refuse to stand behind his bid for constitutional reform. Immigration officer relieved from new post as regional intelligence officer amid alleged Naia human smuggling. And fuel prices to roll back starting Tuesday. This Inquirer today will be back shortly.
Last February 5 po, meron po kaming arkila. Ang guest po namin ay mga foreign mix po. Nagkakandak daw ng surgical mission sa Rio Tuba, Batara sa Palawan. Din po pagkababa namin sa kanila, kailangan ko pa rin talaga maglinis ng bus kasi may maraming basura. May napansin po akong isang medyas doon sa ilalim ng upuan. Tinignan ko kung anong laman sa loob. Kasi akala ko, sabi ko baka pera to eh. Then pag tingin ko ang laman niya, hindi nga ako nagkamali. Kundi pera talaga. Pero hindi siya Philippine money, kundi US dollar po, dolyares. And then binilang ko po siya nasa 30 piraso po. Bali isang daan, isang piraso po. Bali nasa 3,000 US dollar po yung lahat, sir. Noong una ayaw niyang maniwala, pero pinakita ko sa kanya yun. Doon na siya na niwala na, sabi niya, dolyar nga. Sabi niya nga, baka baka fake daw. Kasi nakalagay lang sa medyas. Sabi ko, hindi, totoo to. Nakakita na rin kasi ako, sabi ko, ng US dollar eh. Wala akong duda no, na talagang sa mga guest namin yun, kasi sila lang po yung pasahero namin that time eh. Naisip ko po na isauli po namin ang driver ko yung pera na yun kasi sabi ko malaki-laking halaga to. Tsaka isip ko kung siyempre kailangan din yun ng may-ari. Hindi lang po siya 5,000 sa 100 plus na po, 100 plus 1,000. Sabi ko sa driver ko, sabi ko kuya kailangan natin itong i-surrender. Nabalik na po sa totoong may-ari. Ito lang February 11 po, meron silang Thanksgiving party. Pinapunta nila kami doon. Inimbitahan kaming mag-dinner. Tapos after ng dinner po, ayun na, naisauli na po namin sa totoong may-ari yung mga dolyaris na yon. Nung nasa harapan na po namin sila, ay siya. Grabe po yung yakap niya sa amin, tsaka pagsabi ng pasasalamat na naibalik sa kanya yung pera niya. Ang masasabi ko lang po sa mga kapwa ko nasa transport na wag po tayong magsasawang gumawa ng mabuti. Isipin na lang po natin yung pera, nauubos yan. Pwede natin kitain yan. Pero yung kagandaang loob po ay hindi mawawala sa isipan ng bawat isa.
Senator Robin Padilla says he will split from the Partido Demokratiko Pilipino Laban ng Bayan or PDP-Laban if the party refuses to stand behind his crusade for constitutional reform. Padilla declared on Monday that he would resign from PDP-Laban and become independent if the party chooses not to back the initiative to amend the 1987 Constitution. The senator is pushing to ease restrictive economic provisions in the 1987 Constitution. Padilla earlier said the support of PDP-Laban members for charter change should be automatic. Padilla currently chairs the Senate panel on constitutional amendments and revision of codes.
Kaya ako sumama sa PDP-Laban dahil sa charter change at sa federalismo. Kung mangyayari bukas na ang buong partido ay susuportahan nila kung anuman, con asman o con, maraming salamat at yan ay ipagdiriwang ko. Pero kung sasabihin sa akin ng partido, bukas, na huwag natin suportahan ng charter, araw na yun, resign din ako at independent na ako.
An immigration officer has been relieved from his new post as a regional intelligence officer pending the investigation into the alleged human smuggling at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport last February 13. Jeff Pinpin told the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee on Monday that due to health reasons, he requested to be transferred from his position as an immigration officer on February 9. Despite his impending transfer to the Bureau of Immigration's Intelligence Office in Region 4, Pinpin said that he assumed he was still on duty when the supposed human smuggling incident occurred. During the panel hearing, Senator Grace Poe asked BI Commissioner Norman Tansinco what actions will be taken next.
As a result of this incident, Your Honors, I relieved him also from his assignment at the Region 4 Intelligence Office. He is now assigned at the administrative division of the main office.
So ibig sabihin floating siya?
We can say that, Your Honor, pending the result of the administrative investigation, which is now submitted for resolution by the Board of Discipline, whether he will be formally charged or not.
For Senator Francis Tolentino, Pinpin should not have been in the area while the alleged human smuggling occurred, as he is only in a transition period to hand over his duties to his successor. Last month, Poe delivered a privileged speech that an aircraft carried 7 passengers with foreign nationalities out of the country despite an irregularity in the flight manifest. Local oil firms will roll back the pump prices of gasoline, diesel, and kerosene by as much as 2 pesos per liter starting Tuesday, March 21. Gasoline prices will decrease by 1 peso and 20 centavos per liter, while diesel prices will be cut by 1 peso and 85 centavos per liter. The prices of kerosene will be slashed by 2 pesos per liter. The Department of Energy says the adjustments result in a year-to-date net decrease of 1 peso per liter in the price of diesel and 60 centavos per liter for kerosene. Alamin naman natin ang mainit na balita sa mundo ng showbiz kasama si Irvin Santiago ng Bandera. Irvin?
Hi Neil at sa lahat ng mga kabandera natin all over the universe. Ito na nga ang latest Bandera Chika. Mainit ang naging pagtanggap ng mga manonood sa tambalan ni Zian Lim at Ashley Ortega sa GMA Primetime series na Hearts on Ice. Mukhang approve naman sa mga fans ni Zian at ng girlfriend niyang si Kim Chu ang love team nila ni Ashley base na rin sa mga nababasa naming comments sa social media. Sa katunayan, abangers na sila sa mga pakilig moments ng bagong kapuso tandem sa kanilang teleserye na tumatalakay sa buhay ng mga figure ice skaters. Puring-puri rin ng kapuso actor si Ashley dahil bukod sa napakagaling nitong artista ay napaka-professional pa at napakagaang katrabaho. Inamin din ni Zia na totoong nagkailangan sila ni Ashley nung mga unang araw ng kanilang taping para sa Hearts on Ice. Pero paano nga ba na-break ang ice sa pagitan nila ng dalaga?
I think na-break yung ice nung nakikita niya akong when I was nung mga first couple of sessions sa skating ring. So, may yung mga times na parang nahuhulog-hulog at nagtatawanan lang talaga kami. And I think that really helped para mawala yung hiya namin sa isa't isa. So when came the shooting, when yung taping na po namin, parang at least meron ng kahit konting rapport. Mabait po siya, she's very supportive and very patient at the same time.
At yan ang Bandera Chika natin today. Thanks Neil!
Maraming salamat, Irvin. And these are the stories you need to know today. I'm Neil Mercado. Catch Inquirer Today live weekdays at 6 p.m. Follow INQUIRER.net on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Reddit. For more stories, visit INQUIRER.net. Good evening.